Well, no doubt it's a difficult subject, but the church is very open and transparent about it. On the church's website, LDS.org, there's a gospel topic essay that talks about how polygamy was one of the most challenging aspects of the gospel restoration.
I actually read that essay, unlike most Mormons. But what the church doesn't talk about is how Joseph Smith started having affairs with other women many years before he ever had a revelation to restore polygamy. It was only when Emma, his wife, grew tired of defending the rumors of affairs and of secret marriages that Joseph decided to have a revelation to convince his own wife and other church leaders that his conduct was commanded of God. He recorded the revelation 10 years after that, in 1843, but the actual public announcement of the revelation on plural marriage didn't even come out until 9 years after that.
I'm not sure that's true.
It is. Smith's extramarital activities weren't known until he was caught with a 16-year-old. Her name was Fanny Alger. One of Smith's closest friends and one of the church leaders called it a, quote, dirty, nasty, filthy affair, end quote. Of Smith's 34 known wives, 10 of them were teenagers. 2 of them were only 14 years old, and another 11 of them were already married to other men at the time, which is called polyandry.
Ooh, that's kind of hard to explain.
It gets even worse. Not only did Smith practice plural marriage in secret for years before owning up to it, but he lied about it repeatedly to cover up what he was doing. He even publicly taught against it. In the 1835 edition of the Doctrine and Covenants, in section 101, which, by the way, has since been removed, he said, "Inasmuch as this Church of Christ has been reproached with the crime of fornication and polygamy, we declare that we believe that one man should have one wife, and one woman but one husband, except in the case of death, when either is at liberty to marry again." Smith said this long after he started marrying multiple women.
That doesn't look good.
Just a month before Smith's death in 1844, he continued to lie to his people. Listen to this. He said, "What a thing it is for a man to be accused of committing adultery and having 7 wives when I can only find one. I am the same man and as innocent as I was 14 years ago, and I can prove them all perjurers."
We have to remember that he wasn't perfect. He was just a man like us with weaknesses.
Smith sent his apostle Orson Hyde on a mission to the Holy Land, requiring him to leave his wife Miranda at home. While Orson was away, Smith secretly married Miranda. How would you feel if your best friend married your girlfriend while you were on your mission?
I wouldn't like that.
Joseph Smith wrote in the Articles of Faith, "We believe in obeying, honoring, and sustaining the law." Through the entire time Smith and other Mormon leaders practiced polygamy, it was strictly against the law.
Okay, I found here in the Book of Mormon, and Jacob too, where God permitted polygamy if he wants to, quote, raise up seed.
Some Mormons argue that the reason polygamy was okay was that there was a lack of men in the early days of the Utah Territory, and that the women and children needed to be taken care of.
Right.
However, statistics prove that during the polygamy era in Utah, there were more men than women, making polygamy completely unnecessary. It's interesting that society condemns modern-day polygamous prophets like Warren Jeffs, who was convicted of having sex with underage girls. But Jeffs was only following the example of Joseph Smith, who he revered as the prophet of the Restoration. In fact, if Smith were alive today, he'd be sitting in prison with Jeffs.
Ouch.
Polygamy can't be defended scripturally or morally. The LDS Church has a dilemma. It can't officially renounce polygamy as a doctrine. That would cut at the very heart of Mormonism and its temple practices, and it would expose Joseph Smith as a serial adulterer. In the future, polygamy may very well become legal in the United States. When this happens, what will be the church's position? Will plural marriage become common Mormon practice again? If not, why not?
If you liked this video, give us a thumbs up. Hated it? Give us a thumbs down. Help support us by subscribing to this channel. Don't forget to check out the description below to learn more. Thanks for watching Talking to Mormons.